Guys, welcome back to another video on this cold and windy day, and she's the truck is already trying to scare me. I think today we're gonna do a couple things in this video. We're obviously gonna give the truck a wash first because we've got 3 days of sunny weather to work with here in Georgia, and I'm gonna take advantage of it by giving the truck a complete detail with the exception of tires, because I don't have tire cleaner, apparently. I checked the garage, I searched for a little while, wasn't able to find that, but I did find a bunch of other stuff we're gonna try to do with the truck today, try to clean it up really good. So this is what I have. You've got my foam cannon from Adamson car care. This is their foam cannon. We also have some wheel cleaner from McGuire's. I picked this up last week. I haven't gotten another set of Adamson car care because I went through so fast and it was $20 for the bottle. So I might buy the bigger one if it's not terribly much more expensive. We have spray wax and turtle wax. My dad loves turtle wax, that's why we have a lot of it here. We have Armor All interior cleaning wipes because my interior is dirty as well, and some glass cleaner for the windows. Then I have, of course, all of my towels and stuff in here. My microfiber wash mitt. All these towels for various things, such as the wax, the drying, and the washing. We're pretty much gonna do things in a weird order. We're gonna start with wheels first. That way I can go ahead and knock that out since you're supposed to do them on dry wheels. So anyway, we also got this hose I bought from my dad last week. Sorry Dad, I got to use this before you do. So I'm gonna have to unpackage it, and this is supposedly kink free. We're gonna put that to the test today. But I've already got the tripod out. And if you want to see an aftermath from the oil change video and how much oil actually spilt because the lighting was so bad it barely caught it. Yeah, that's how much oil spilled. Not including what's over here as well. This was from when we were putting it in there. So yeah, I spilled a little bit of oil on the ground. Granted, it has moved around because my mom parks in that spot right here, so it's a little bit bigger than I remember the actual spill being. You can see where it was mostly down there right there, which is about where the truck's oil can was. So yeah, I left quite a bit of a mess on the floor. So if you haven't seen that video and you want to see me goof up an oil change, there you go. But we're gonna come out here and I'm gonna show you guys the truck and show you how dirty it is, because it is absolutely filthy. So yeah, there's crap all over. I don't know what this is, but it seems to be something that gets spilled on this thing all the time. I don't know where it comes from or anything. Got dirt all over the hood. The wheels are absolutely terrible, which is why I'm starting with them. The body is just disgusting and all that, so definitely something I have to work on. Like a schedule for washing this thing. I'm probably gonna get a car cover too whenever I get it painted, because I really don't want to like risk the paint on this. So of course door handle's still missing. I'm still waiting on Josh to send me that, but yeah, we're gonna give this thing pretty much a full detail. I've already taken some before pictures and all that because it's gonna be completely clean by the end of the day, and it's gonna be a lot because, like I said, I'm gonna be waxing the entire thing and doing my best to really shine this thing up. So also update on the Kia stuff is gonna start happening with it here in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for that. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get set on the tripod, get everything ready to go, and we're gonna get started.
You've been acting like a stranger, said you see me later, but you never call back. I've been getting faded, running out of patience, but I know it's alright. I'll just keep on waiting till you come ride with me, girl. You can vibe with me, girl. Touch the sky with me, fly with me, girl. You too pretty for these other guys. We gon' have some fun tonight. You can just call me up, tell me when you're ready and I'm pulling up. Waiting outside in a blacked out Benz, busy for the night, just tell your friends. Anything you want and you know I got it. Everything on me, don't reach for your pocket. I know you a good girl, never do you wrong. Living.
Okay guys, so just finished up the actual wash portion. It's way too cold out here. I am not gonna be standing out here too long to dry it and stuff. I tried drying already, and for some reason these towels we have just suck at drying cars up, so it's gonna have to go how it usually goes here. But man, the wheels came out great. So pretty much this one I sat down and like really took my time on, because that one's usually the worst for some reason. The other thing I had issues with where they were I took too long on that wheel, so all the other wheels are dried up, so I had to come out here and re-hit them and then do it all again. And yeah, so I'm not gonna get a quick wax. It's way too cold. I mean, just look at my hand here. Sorry, there's some dirt on it from the washment and stuff, but It's getting way too cold, so I have my hood up and all that. But anyway, this is all I'm gonna get done today. So I'm gonna come out here and probably spray wax this time. No, actually, I might not spray wax this time around because it's so cold out. But I'll definitely do the interior tomorrow and probably the glass. So let's pick.
Nobody's perfect, give me a chance. Listen to Drake, all I want is one dance.
So as I was saying, guys, we're gonna pick this up on day 2 for the actual topic of today's video, which is what all is done. And instead of doing a full build history video like I've done in the past, we're gonna do everything. I'm gonna show you guys everything. I should say visualize. But I'll go through every little nook and cranny that I can to show you guys what's done to the truck, because the last build history video I did, I think, was before the truck was lowered, and contrary to popular belief, yes, it is actually lowered. I'll go more into depth in this later on in this video, but we're just going to go through everything about the truck, and I'm going to tell you guys what each mod is, why I've done it, what to look out for when you're doing these mods, and all that stuff. So this is going to be a long video just like the oil change video was, but that's kind of the fun part of these videos, I guess, is that I get to let my creativeness flow a little bit more, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna chill in the heat for the night because it is freezing outside, and as I was trying to show you outside, I don't know if it actually caught it, my hands are actually were very red, and now that I've gotten inside and got my jacket off and all that stuff, I'm a lot more comfortable. So anyway, we're having a cold snap, and it's sad because the only like sunny days we've gotten all week, or all month for that matter, last couple of months really, and it's freezing cold every time, or it's raining. So, and that's kind of the problem. It's been in Georgia lately, so I'm like really looking forward to spring. And I usually hate spring because of all the pollen and the bees and all that stuff. I don't really like, contrary to me being a Georgia Tech fan, I really don't like Yellow Jackets. So obviously I don't like spring for that, and it's hot. So, but anyway, it'll keep me from freezing to death washing the truck, and hopefully it won't rain as much. But anyway, I'll catch up with you guys on day 2, where we can continue this video and talk more about all the mods on the truck and go through each and every one of them and why I bought them. And now we're just going to get into the main thing. What is all done to the truck? And like I said in the previous clip from yesterday, I'm doing this, instead of doing another build history video, I'm going to be doing these periodically as stuff gets added, probably a yearly thing. What's all done to the truck. So that way you guys who are new know exactly what you're looking at and all of that. So we're going to start off on the front side of things first. We're going to move piece by piece. We're going to go front end, under the hood, side, interior, rear, kind of stuff like that. So we're going to start up front. So up front, the first thing you'll notice is the Eagle Motorsport eBay headlights. Now, I don't recommend buying these. At first, they looked great when I first picked them up. They were fine. I actually loved them. They looked great. I'll try to pop a picture of what it looked like when I first put them on. But now the driver's side has developed a huge amount of condensation inside of it, and the passenger side has the clear coat coming off of it. So I'm probably gonna be looking to buy a new one soon. I'm gonna try to find some with clear markers, because from when I was on eBay looking for these, all they had were the orange markers, and I want clear markers. Also in the front is the front license plate, which reads Wheelwell 4.0 for 2 reasons. One, this truck is actually lowered. I'll go into that in a moment. But it's also my Instagram name, so if you haven't already followed me there, quick way to find it. Pretty much up front, that's really all there is. There's no fog lights on this truck. It's an XLS trim, so there's no anything like that. I don't have any sort of crazy bumper mods yet. I have a stock hood. I mean, aesthetically on the front end, it's what you'd expect to see, minus the black headlights. So under the hood is a pretty simple setup. It's pretty much a stock motor, stock bottom end, stop end, stock manifold. Pretty much the only things that are modified under the hood is the first thing, which is the Expecti cold air intake. Now this is about $60, and also don't buy this. Go with the K&N. It's the better option to go with. I've made a joke about it in the last video about how I've been getting comments about it's not a true cold air intake because it doesn't have a shield up here. It's a hot air intake. But I have a tuner. I pay very close attention to what the padlock says, and the temperatures are actually less on this than I was getting anywhere. So the only time it really gets hot is when it's idling, which is heat soak, obviously, because it doesn't have a shield. So there is a drawback to not having the shield, but it's not like this major big deal that everyone's like, oh, you have a hot air intake or whatever. So this is a cold air. So everything's in the factory locations. The second thing that's been done under the hood that we'll talk about is the ignition coil back there. It's an Excel system. It is about $80 for the setup that I've got going on here. I like it a lot, actually. My truck did have a random misfire for the longest time, and this was what we tried to fix it with. You guys might remember that video. But of course, turns out it was the air filter. So another thing to note about that intake is it was the cause of my misfire that I had. So under the hood, besides that, there's only really a couple more things done to it, which is of course the NGK spark plugs the truck has. The truck has NGK iridiums. I don't really know any sort of power gains in this truck, and I'll have to like come back to that in a later video, how much power this truck makes when I get a chance to go to the dyno, because I have no clue. And for a lot of people who ask me all the time, how much power is this truck making, I have no clue. If I had to guess, somewhere between 220 to 228 horsepower to the tire, or not the tire, to the crank, I should say. So that's what I'm guessing. That's what I would assume with all the work under the hood and the tune it's got, which I'll get into. So next we move up to the side of the truck, which is pretty much one of my favorite sides of the truck to look at. We've got the 4.0 emblems on the fenders, the Motive 409B wheels, which are probably, I think I'm the only one in the country with these wheels. And of course that blue color. We've also got a roof rack delete as well, which was done, I want to say late or mid 17. These pieces are sealed, are using, like, I forget what it is that these are held on with. These are actually really hard to find, so you have to really pay attention to those and be careful. So like I said, no roof rack. The bolts are in the place where the roof rack once was. Pretty much things to note is you do have some damage right here, some markings, and the neighbor's dog is back. Literally every time I'm filming, this dog shows up at the house. So let me get with the neighbor real quick. All right, so with that done, the only things to really note, like my favorite things on the side of the view of the truck are probably the 4.0 emblems and the wheels, of course. It's really hard between the two because the 4.0 emblem is like something I wanted to do for a long time, and I finally got it done last year at some point, I think. The wheels, of course, are probably by far my favorite mod on the outside of the truck in general. As they just changed it. It had the, like, I like to call them cookie cutter style wheels when I first got it, and they were 16s. These are, of course, 20-inch wheels. So, like I said, I think I'm like one, maybe if the only one in the country with these wheels on it. So, yeah, that's a really cool honor to have, I guess. And yeah, so Motive has made some good wheels. These commonly get confused for AMRs, thanks to Hayden. He always cracks jokes about them being AMR, like lookalikes. And yeah, they do kind of look like AMRs, I'm not gonna lie, but there's not as much of a concave to them as an AMR with the same style has. So anyway, we'll move on to the inside. So on the inside, it's pretty much stock interior. There's a couple things to note in here. We've got this center console. This was an XLS trim, so this actually had the bag. So I actually picked up a 2001 Explorer XLT center console. We redid the armrest because the console, when we first bought it, didn't even have the armrest. It was broken. So we found a working armrest and swapped it in here. We redid we did the upholstery on this one. My dad came in clutch, and while I was down for surgery last year, put this together for me and then installed it in here. We have the full console in here. We did lose the cigarette lighter that is down underneath the zone control, which has been rerouted to down here, but it is not wired in currently. We have a Sony MEX N5100 BT radio. This was actually the second mod we ever did of the truck, minus my taillights. It's an old video, so if you really want to go back and see what this truck was, you can go find this video in the Project Explorer playlist. We also have a steering wheel cover, which I've pretty much had here temporarily for more of a comfort deal because this wheel is worn out underneath. It gets slippery in the cold. And so you put the steering wheel cover on it to make it easier to grab, and to, of course, add some bulkiness to it because my fine motor skills don't exist. So it's a little bit more comfortable that way. And then finally, we have the SCT X4 tuner, which as I stated a minute ago, this truck is actually tuned. So I'm gonna sit inside. This is actually tuned by Bryn Speed in Indiana. These guys did a 93 octane tune, an 87 tune, and a 91 tune for the rare occasion that I travel somewhere where they don't have 87 or 93. I love to death. The tunes are good. Only thing is I wish they could do more, because I wanted the popcorn tune out of them. They said they couldn't do that, and the transmission actually shifts faster than stock. It's been tuned to shift faster in first, and from first to second, from third to fourth. But second and from a 2 to 3 shift and a 4 to 5 shift, there's nothing doing there. They said they couldn't actually program that. So very odd, but you know, I'll take what I can get. I spent the money to get them tuning it. So yeah, the truck also has 231,598 miles, which I've had some people tell me doesn't look like it has that much mileage, but to me, after seeing some newer trucks, it does. I am going to be fixing this eventually. I might even order it today. It's a new overlay for this. I probably have to de-paint the entire, clear the paint off, because it's been shipping for years now. And I found one that looks really nice that would go over this. So yeah, interior is full stock interior minus the radio. Oh, and my push button start. This is a new mod. This was like the last mod to go in the truck, and it's really cool. I love it. So we have a key fob here instead of a key. There's no RFID tags. There's no like things you have to tap the key against. It works like a full functional push button start system in a modern car. You get in the fob in your hand, hold the button, start it up, and it has functions for accessory, key on, and it has remote start by holding the lock button. I'm not going to do it here because I don't want to waste my gas, but the last thing to note, and this I haven't fixed yet, is my NRG pedal covers. I got these for Christmas, not this past Christmas, but the year before. I need to get longer screws to put the gas pedal in. I always see driver's pedal, but the brake pedal's on. I keep knocking that little peg out, so I need to twist that back around and tighten the screw back down. It backs out every so often. But yeah, as far as that goes, that's the interior. I do have a damaged headliner. I mean, this is what I mean by showing it has mileage on it. We have the chipped up steering wheel logo. The headliner droops and is actually damaged from water. I am going to get a new third brake light setup done in the future to fix that, because it is the third brake light. I thought it was the roof rack for a long time. It turns out it was actually the third brake light. So yeah, so that was the interior. We're gonna move back out and go to the rear of the truck, and we'll finish up this video from there. So from the rear of the truck, we get pretty much a very simple setup. We have CG taillights on these. These are Euro styles. I had the choice between this or chrome, and I decided to go with the black setup just to keep things clean and organized, a blue and black theme. I might at least tint it eventually, just do a full tint all the way around, because my red ones, my factory ones, are broken. So they're all cracked and broken apart. So is my tailgate, to be honest with you. My tailgate's pretty busted up. But one thing to note is, as you guys might be able to tell if I put the camera down level somewhere, my rear bumper actually sags slightly on the left side. And that is because I got rear-ended in 2016, which also explains the mold pocket right here. And my frame's bent, and they didn't total it. So that's why, you know, it's just I can't do anything about this. It's going to stay sagging like this for the rest of the time until I get rid of it. Yeah, so that's the rear side of the truck. There's the third brake light I mentioned earlier. That's why that's not tinted or anything to match the rest of the truck, is because it's broken and I want to fix it. So that's the rear of the truck. That's pretty much everything. So now we're going to talk about other little things, exhaust, suspension work, all that. So we'll start off with suspension, because this is the one that a lot of you guys know about, and is probably one of my favorite parts about the truck. It is actually lowered. It's got Autocraft 3-inch blocks in the rear, with a reverse torsion twist, I like to call it, up front. So it is actually lowered 3 inches out back and 2.5 inches up front. I'll try to include a picture from when it was stock ride height. A lot of people probably won't even be able to notice it too much, but me and my friends, we can definitely notice. I don't have wheel spacers on the rear, which explains why there's so much flushness with the rear wheels. I do want to get spacers on it. My dad is like not about it. So on the shock wise, we have Beltec Nitro Drop Series 2 shocks all the way around this thing. I love the setup. It's really good. They're expensive, $150 for the set, but they work great. No squeaking or anything out of the shock side of things. But that's the suspension. And then finally, we'll close out with exhaust. So that's my sticker in the rear mentions. We do have a Flowmaster exhaust on it. We have a Flowmaster Super 40. It's pretty much just a custom axle back. That's just a muffler to the tip. We do have the factory resonator in, and currently we have the stock headers, stock mid pipes, all that crap. But we are going to be doing some work under the truck in the future. I do have a set of headers, in case you guys are new to the channel, waiting for this in my room, which will go on the truck hopefully before the next caffeine and octane by the end of this month. And then I'll be going for a mid-cat delete, as those don't have sensors. I can still pass emissions here. So what do I want to add to the truck then? Because this video is 2 parts. It's going to be long. that's what I have done to it. What I want to add. What I want to add to the truck. Very easy stuff. I really thought about doing. I've been thinking about it pretty much the last few days. Really, on the aesthetic sides of things, I want to get a custom front bumper made to match the Terminator Cobra, the 2002-2004 Cobra. That is like my dream car, and it's kind of like this truck's inspiration, if you will. We're keeping it. We're doing a full blue paint job. It's not going to be Sonic blue. As you can tell, it's ultra blue metallic, in case you're wondering what color it actually is. Which is Sonic would be like the closest blue color to this truck. But everything's gonna be blue in the future. I mean, the first thing I really want to add, though, on the aesthetic sides of things, is a lightning tailgate. Now, this tailgate, like I've said, is busted up bad. I mean, the dent there, all the scratches, the majority of this is like from before I got it. Some of it is just because the paint's weak, because it's old. What are the differences? You lose this hump in the middle here, which I've never been a big fan of. I think it looks tacky, even though it goes flush with the rest of the truck. But one main thing I thought about and I really like is, instead of having the Ford emblem right here in the middle and very big, it's off to the side here and very small. And then, of course, the lightning tailgate, you don't have this ginormous Explorer Sport Trac badging. You have just the SVT logo, which obviously I'll take off and replace later on with something else, or get a different SAT badge because of what I have an idea for this thing. I originally was going to throw a Whipple 2.3 liter on this truck, but after talking with my friend Josh, apparently the Whipple's power band is so odd that it wouldn't even work with this truck because it wouldn't spin until like 5,000 RPM. So we're probably just going to go with the Eaton M112, which is just the SVT supercharger, and it'll be cheaper that way. And in the long run, I can throw a pulley on it or port it, and it would be almost just as powerful as that Whipple. So almost, keyword. But this thing will pack a punch when that gets done. Pretty much my plans in the future. I'm actually beginning to save up for a new radio for the truck because the N51 has been a good radio. It's a single DIN unit, but I want Apple CarPlay and I want a touchscreen, which is what I wanted from the onset. But my stock radio was damaged and broken. It didn't work properly, so that's why I bought the single DIN in the first place. So yeah, we'll get that done in the future. I'll get a reverse camera put in as well to see at the back, because I don't really like backing up this truck, and I'd prefer to have a backup camera just to make sure I'm not like getting close to anything. I have bad depth perception. And like I said, custom front bumper, that's one thing I've been really looking for, someone who is able to fab that up. I haven't been able to find anyone yet, so if anyone knows anyone in the Georgia area that can custom fabricate bumpers and create a Cobra-like front bumper for the truck, please let me know. That of course means if we do that, the front plate will be going bye-bye, and that will probably be a piece in my office I'll hang up. New headlights, obviously, because this is what I was talking about earlier with the front segment. And you see all the moisture and stuff's built up in here, and then on the passenger side, all the clear coat coming off. It's hard to see the lighting, really. Yeah, you can kind of see it, but last thing is the hood. Obviously, I don't like having this ginormous flat panel. There's no pizzazz to it. There's no just like extravagance to it. I want it to be I want it to be a little bit more exciting than a flat panel. So we're looking into options. We have the Amera hood, but everyone's doing it now, and a lot of people say it looks like a pig nose. So I don't want it to look stupid. So in my opinion, I like the Amera hood, but no one else seems to. I'd want something that people will take pictures with, and I'll be like, oh. That's pretty much all I can say. Besides like some seats, I was thinking about Brahms, but Brahms are way too expensive, and I doubt they'll sponsor an Explorer. So I was looking at NRG's Recaro styles, which are very similar to the Brahms. So black and white, obviously it'll be a black leather here, a white centerpiece, stuff like that. But I think that's everything. I think that's everything I can think of. So with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new, be sure to just hang around, subscribe for more. We'll have a lot more cool videos on the Sport Trac coming soon. Of course, we'll have the header install coming hopefully by the end of this month. We're going to need to, hang tight and PB blaster this thing a week in advance. But be sure to stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and we will catch you guys later.